Alright, yo, before I get into anything, you guys should check someone out on YouTube, you know? So let's go over to YouTube, you know, go and search. Don't pay attention to my search history, alright? We're gonna move on from that. It's Ravenclaw, what if, you know? Sorry for my slow type, I don't type. But don't pay attention to them ads, they don't matter. Freaking $121. So 488 subs, you know, that's good. Alright, let's see how much you post, alright? Alright, let's go from one day, alright? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Bro, this dude does 9 posts in one day, alright? And he only has 48 subs. You know, you gotta turn on the notifications. You know what it is, alright? You know, it's definitely better than this one YouTuber that probably doesn't even care about his subs. Freaking douche. But yeah, you know, sub to him. He's pretty cool. And he's already regular on my channel, so yeah, just do it. And let's go on with the actual video now. Alright, yo, what's going on, my boys? Alright, last time, as you guys hopefully remember, I left this off on a cliffhanger. And, you know, this video was supposed to come out sooner, but I've redone this part so many times. And the amount of people that wanted me to do this, bro, I got so many comments just like, hurry up and make this part 7 happen. But, you know, right now, I'm pretty sure I recognize like I'm just not into like interested in YouTube in it, you know. But it's fine. I'll get back into it. Um, but yeah, who cares about me? Let's just get on with the actual part. So this is, of course, what if Deku had Venom Part 7, and where I left off. Yeah, Deku interacted with All for One. So let's just continue on from there. Um, so before Deku copied All for One, you know, like the quirk, he had to search for it going through all the other quirks he had. And basically, Deku copied almost all the other quirks, like All for One had. He probably missed out, like, on a few, probably. He has a lot of quirks, so I don't even know. But after Deku did find the quirk, he found out that it was a copy. And he tried to use the copy to actually steal All for One's quirk. So, oof, I just burped. But yeah, it's basically just a switcheroo, you know? I don't really know how to explain it. But All for One didn't let that happen though and destroyed everything around them like in a blink of an eye because he's just a god, ain't it? But smoke and debris, like, you know, they were everywhere. And heroes like showed up or like to see what was up. I'm gonna say it was 3 newbie heroes, so they were basically extras, and they seen a shadow in the smoke get up and heard him say, "All Might, get your team here." Like things went south, and you know, let's switch to All Might. You know, so All Might during Deku's interaction with All for One, was getting a team of all top 10 heroes and a plan set up. So everything was like, you know, going in All Might's favor technically, but they only knew what was going on because of Deku's disappearance, like, you know, the other heroes. So to them, they only think like, oh, we're only going to save a child. Like, there's nothing else. A child. Yeah, he's a child. But yeah, but to All Might, Aizawa, and everyone else, like, yeah, it means something more. But yeah, All Might told him to get ready any second and heard Deku in his head. I'm gonna say All Might questioned like what was going on, but Deku told him to get there, and Deku had like a telepathic quirk now since he stole it from All for One, and he looked at the other heroes and told them to go. Um, shoot, all of this is being done without any reporters or the public knowing about it. I'm pretty sure it said that in the last one. Maybe. I don't know. I probably didn't. But anyway, the smoke starts to clear out, and the 3 heroes see Deku, like, standing there with black slime forming around him. And as you already know, Deku's basically getting into his hero suit right now. So they rush over to him, and Deku tells them to get away. Like, just, you know, non-caringly. He's like, just go away. And yeah, one of them got cocky, of course, and demanded Deku what's going on until All for One floats up and forms purple lightning and makes the debris float, you know, like how it is. He's stunting. But oh god, I'm such a white person. I don't know how else to put it. Um, but anyway, the heroes run away like cowards, and Deku puts on his mask, activating full Cal 100%. You know, he ain't trying to hold back. And I'm gonna say with the one for all full Cal, what is this? I just got a comment from Death's Goal or something. Weird name, but okay. But yeah, he gains a new form, and instead of the slime being black, it turns white with black dots in it as well. I'm pretty sure someone commented before, like, "Hey, for full Cal, you should make it like the strong version of Venom," but no one cares. Let me just get on with it. All for One began to laugh and said to Deku, like, with you being here, I can skip all the obstacles of my plan and get one for all now. So the League shows up with Shigaraki in front, and All for One told them to leave. And Shigaraki said, like, he yelled, like, no. And All for One just, he wasn't having it, and he used Kirigiri quirk, like, he forced it to teleport them away with no explanation. So Venom said to Deku, like, you didn't steal the quirk in time. And Deku replied saying, I know. But then Venom asked Deku if he wants to switch, but Deku told him like to do defense. He can't do it if it he can do it though if it gets too serious. You know, that like that's when you come in. So Deku like basically just wasn't taking any chances. Like he knows All for One isn't a joke unlike the other villains, but he still doesn't know how powerful like he is. So that it's just that I'll get into it later on. I don't know why I'm just holding off, but anyway. All for One sends multiple attacks like instantly at Deku, but he deflects them like all thinking of a plan as well. Like until All Might's team gets there, he might as well like steal the All for One copy from him. So Deku rushes in, jumping on the debris floating around him, and All for One's grin it grows bigger, and Deku knows like what he's thinking, but still continues like doing what he's doing. So more attacks, like however, like they go after Deku, but they purposely like miss him. So basically, if you're not understanding, All for One wants Deku to come closer. But yeah, so Deku makes it like close to All for One and launches himself towards him. And he pushes against the air to go around All for One, using like air force and pressure, and reaches out his right hand to steal his quirk from behind. But All for One surrounded himself in fire though. And yeah, I'm gonna say the fire, it felt like it was the sun. So Venom's tolerance, by the way, for fire, it's still like he still has the weakness of fire, but his tolerance is like massive for it. So you know, it it's just enough for him not to feel fire anymore. But this amount of heat was so much different, and the slime around Deku's arm it started to peel back, and Venom was like beginning to detach from Deku. Which I'm gonna just say, shoot, I'm gonna just All for One did it for plot's sake. I don't know how else to put it. I'm sorry. Yeah. But but Deku Venom's like being detached from Deku, and since Venom was being pulled away from Deku, his arm was basically melted as if it was like a candle. And Venom was halfway completely torn away from Deku, but All for One he turned and reached out for Deku instead. But Venom grappled to the ground and pulled himself and Deku away just in time. So All for One realized that the white slime was something that was alive, and fire was its weakness. Which I'm pretty sure if you're also witnessing that, you would understand. Like, okay, hold up, something's off here. But anyway, when Deku and Venom landed, Venom like slowly started to form around Deku again and like healing his arm, but which he did. But All for One put out his arm, and a black and purple spike went through Deku's chest. And instantly, like, blood came out of Deku's mouth. Like, he coughed it up, just like, ugh. And his pupils went, like, small. And then his eyes went completely white. Not from the form. Actually, no, it's his right side, ain't it? Because Venom started. Yeah, okay. Basically, yeah, Deku's just losing. Yeah, I don't know. I suck at doing this still. But anyway, then All For One quickly sent another spike, completely detaching Venom off of Deku. So yeah, the spike began to lift Deku off the ground and bringing him towards All For One. And you know how much pain that has to be? Like, yo, hold up. Like, ooh, bro, bro, I get hurt just from like a needle going into my hand, bro. That stuff has to hurt. But anyway, uh, what am I saying? All for I mean, all for one was basically eye level with Deku at this point, and he said like, "Don't die yet. I still need one for all back." And Deku slowly lifted his head and coughed up more blood. Basically, he just tried to spit it out all for one at that point. But his veins glowed. Deku's veins they glowed red, and it was although the previous like holders of One for All were trying to save Deku. So Deku just grabbed the spike and tried to punch through it by lifting his arm slightly, but he was struggling. Like he didn't have enough strength to do it because he was losing blood fast. So All For One's grin, it grew even big. He's like, bro, he's basically at All Might's grin, but times like infinity at that point. It's like that Truth or Dare movie if you've ever seen that. But you know, he forcefully removed the spike from Deku. He was like, "Oh, okay, if you wanna remove it that badly," he just rips it out. And Deku just screamed in pain and didn't know what to do. So he was losing blood fast, even more with the spike out. And it caused him to like be lightheaded, and he can't use any quirks he's gained because like to use them he needs Venom. And Venom's gone, so that's something. But then All For One started to move his hand towards Deku's like head, basically about to steal the quirk back. But before he could like reach his face, All Might punched him through multiple buildings. So boy, All Might arrived just in time, just like how an actual anime would be. Jesus Christ, I'm yeah. Bro, I would drink tea right now, but yeah, I have Gatorade. It's fine. Man, I probably just like ear raped everyone from that or something. I probably just did it again. But oh man, this is why this is I don't know why. But anyway, Deku was like let go of All For One. I don't know why I struggled with that. And fell like a lifeless corpse to the ground. But Endeavor, he caught him before he landed and seen like the massive hole in his chest with like blood everywhere. So he yelled at All Might, telling him about like Deku's condition, and All Might was angry to where he's like basically turned into a Super Saiyan at this point. And the other heroes made it as well, but they seen All Might charge up and dash in the direction of All For One. But before he like left, All Might yelled to the heroes like, "Keep Midoriya alive and don't follow me." And he made it to All For One, who was like laying there and said, "Hey Toshinori, I didn't think it would be that easy." So All For One went. I mean, not All For One. All Might. He went over and grabbed All For One by the neck or throat and slammed him back into the ground. And honestly, the crater that was made, like it was like he already did the United States of Smash, but he didn't do that yet. But that's basically the amount of power he's using right now. And yeah, anyway, All For One noticed instantly, like, hold up, like that damage All For Might, I mean All For Might, All Might had before is not even there anymore. Like he got, which made him more serious and attack back. So Aizawa was there as well and rushed over to Deku, and Deku's veins were still growing red, and that's like the only thing that's keeping him alive at this point. So Aizawa told him to stay with him, and Deku like slowly looks behind him. And Black Slime, of course, there, which is Venom, was making his way over, and Deku reached out his hand. So Aizawa and Endeavor, like they seen the slime, and knew that Deku like needed whatever it was. So they took Deku to the slime, and it attached to him, like through the hole in his chest. I'm still bad at explaining. So basically, they saved him, and the red like the hole in his chest, it was starting to like fill up with black slime, and the red glow in his veins, like they started to fade away after it was like covered. And all of Deku's wounds were like they were being sealed up and healed. But Aizawa told Deku to like say something, but nothing happened. So Endeavor, being the idiot that he was back then, he shook him and like crazy, and Aizawa tossed him to the side with his rope thing, tape thing. And he laid Deku back down and tried to feel for a pulse. I can't speak. So at first there was nothing, but then a thump was felt, and Aizawa grabbed onto Deku. So like he really cares for his students, but you non-manga readers just don't know that yet. So yeah, he's basically hugging him. And then he tells the other heroes to make sure like everyone around the area is okay, while he takes Deku away as well. So back to All Might and All For One's fight. All Might is just destroying All For One. Like he is like mad. So he practically is about to kill All For One right there. So All For One just like prepares for his final attack and tells All Might that when he dies, he will take One For All from Midoriya and that strange creature connected with him. So All Might got confused, but was also preparing an attack. So he said to All For One, "What creature?" And All For One replied saying like, "Oh, you don't know that that boy has something he's hiding from you." Then he puts all the most powerful quirks he has into his arm, like cannon. And All For One tells All Might, "I really wish I let Midoriya see me kill you, just like how I did Shimura." And yo, you don't want to say that. So All Might's eyes, like they grow bright, like, and he grips his fist. So All Might goes into full cow 100% at that point, and is shining like a beacon. Which I don't think All Might has ever gone full cow before, or any of the previous users. I don't think. Has All Might gone? I mean, I know he can because of the wound, but before that, I don't know. I want to look that up. I don't know. But anyway, All For One in his head knows like that he's gonna lose, and that whatever Deku has, it has the ability to steal All For One. So at this point, like it's like each side is racing to try and steal each other's possessions. Like All For One's trying to steal One For All, and One For All is trying to steal All For One. So it's just a race at that point. And All For One finishes and throws his punch at All Might, but All Might doesn't even dodge it. He punches right through it like it's nothing. It basically, he just destroyed his arm. Like his arm doesn't even exist anymore. All For One's, of course. And All Might does the United States of Smash, defeating All For One. He doesn't kill him, but he's at the verge of death. And after the attack lands on All For One, All Might continues beating All For One to the ground. Then All Might sees his previous master, Shimura, and All Might powers down and looks down at All For One. And going back at Aizawa's point of view, Aizawa's going as fast as he can, getting Deku away from All For One and taking him to UA. And Aizawa starts to slow down, but black slime crawls onto his hand, and he remembers Bakugo in the black suit and how like it boosted his power during um what is it? The exam. Something with the exams. It's like I'm pretty sure I went over it on the last part, but it was Deku and Bakugo versus All Might. Basically, he was like, okay, yeah, I remember. This helped him out. So, the slime formed completely around him, like Deku's suit, and he took off. So, a bit later, he made it to UA and went to Recovery Girl, which, the black suit went back into Deku, by the way. So, I'm pretty sure Recovery Girl knows about One for All, like in canon, so she knows, like, what's been going on. And she asked Aizawa like what's been going on, and he tells her about Deku's condition, like when they made it, like with the hole in his chest and blood. So she stands there completely just shocked. And yeah, so anyway, Endeavor shows up and sees All Might looking down at All For One, and he can see like the anger and rage in All Might's eyes. So he yells to him like the boy's not dead, and All Might turns to him and shows like a small grin. Like he's like, okay, yeah, I understand now. And the police they arrive and take All For One away to the like the most secure prison. And that fight sounded like not that interesting, but it man, if that was animated, bro. Just know if it was animated, it would be cool, all right. But anyway, by the end, like no one was injured, of course, and the public they didn't know what was going on until it was all said and done. So no one like still knows about Deku and why the fight even happened. So All Might met up with the other heroes and told them all like thank you, like sincerely, and he headed off. So he contacted Aizawa where he was and said like I'm at UA with Midoriya and Recovery Girl. So I'm gonna say all of this took place in 1 to 2 hours max, because like since it would make sense. Yeah. So in All My, or actually okay, let me make it more sense. It would take place from like Deku being captured to All Might defeating All For One, basically. But either way, All Might rushed in the door, covered in battle scars and wounds. Which yeah, he did make it to Deku, and he sees Deku and then walks over like sitting next to him. So Recovery Girl heals All Might, and Aizawa asked him like what happened with All For One. So All Might responded like saying he won't be a threat for now, but I don't know anything else. Like we have to wait to see if Midoriya remembers anything. So 5 hours pass, and it's 3 a.m. Deku wakes up and feels his chest is like about to burst. So he quickly like takes off his shirt and looks at it, and there's just a massive scar on the front and back of his chest. So Venom says in his head, "Don't worry, like you're fine." And Deku tries to remember what happened, but heard the door open and felt someone grab him, like grab onto him. And it was Inko hugging him, and All Might came in and sat down in a chair. So Inko was crying and said, like, why? Like, why did you let this happen? And she was talking to both of them. So All Might said he was immensely sorry for not showing up sooner, but Deku told them both, like, it's not All Might's fault. If I didn't underestimate All For One, then I would have had everything under control. And also, by the way, only Inko and All Might are there with Deku, so yeah. Inko smacked Deku right across the face, and he didn't budge, but like she was nah. She told him like, "What is wrong with you?" Before you came to this school, I was scared. Okay? Then you got a quirk, and I was actually happy for you. But then now you're insane. You're insane. You're insane. And Deku replied saying, I hated back then more than you could ever know. But I understand that I look insane, but I'm only doing what's necessary for us to win. And All Might comes in the conversation and says, like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even have your hero's license and you could have died. And Deku looks at him and says 3 words, but I didn't. And Inko gets angrier and says, like, I failed as a parent. I failed as a parent. I don't know what to do. Then she looks at All Might and says, like, hey, you're the symbol of peace. What should I do? And All Might looks at them both and sighs. He tells them an option that they've been planning ever since, like, the first attack, like the first villain attack happened in the USJ. And he says, we can have you sign a form that allows him to stay at the dorms, like that we are constructing by the school. And they're 5 minutes apart, so it shouldn't be bad. So All Might pulls out the form from his pocket and lets Inko read it. And she looks at Deku and sees his faded green eyes, of course. And she says, I remember when your eyes were a pure and bright green, as she signs the paper. And she hands it back to All Might and tells him, since I clearly can't handle this parenting thing, please help me take care of him. And he nods his head, and Inko hugs Deku one more time, like going back home alone. And yeah, shoot, that just got real. Shoot. Anyway, um, Deku and All Might, they sit there with silencer all around him. God, it's freaking hot. I don't even know what the temperature is anymore. It's probably like freaking 90 degrees in the house. But anyway, All Might asks Deku, like, what do you remember? And Deku thinks, and he remembers everything that happened. Like, he's been remembering. But he tells him that the quirk All for One was a copy and not the original. So All Might snickers and says, I should have guessed that one. So he's got a successor too. And Deku says, yeah, and tells him it's Shigaraki. And All Might says, that makes sense. Um, and by the way, All Might does know about Shigaraki being Shimura's grandson, so that's just even worse. And then All Might tells Deku, well, now that you know like how powerful the All for One quirk is, we have to train you now to overcome it. And before Deku could say anything, All Might asked one more question. What is that black slime of yours? It's not a quirk, so don't even try and deny it. And Deku cracks a smirk and says, alright, I'll show you. And Venom takes over half of Deku's face. So the next day, for the same day, but later, it's still the same day. But Aizawa in class 1A, they stand in front of the dorms and he goes over all the rules. Then he says, as you can all see, Midoriya is back, so no more needing to worry. So I'm gonna say Bakugo was staring at Deku the entire time. Not don't freaking do the Baku Deku ship or whatever it is. Um, but with the amount of power that Bakugo like knows the black suit has, he doesn't think Deku was captured, but maybe like something else. And Bakugo's intelligent, so just keep that in mind. Like he has his suspicions. So they all walk in and start doing their rooms like normal. And like they do the room tours as well. I don't really know what Deku's room would look like. Maybe it's just a normal room. Uh, I kind of want to give it some. I'm gonna say, of course, it has a TV, some weights, a bed. Screw it. I'll give him a guitar, and I might as well just like throw in a Switch, like a Nintendo Switch. So it's a pretty normal, chill room. But anyways, getting that filler minute out of the way. The next day, class went as like normal, but as I would told them about hero licenses. and they went ahead and decided to do them early. And of course, in canon, it was because of All Might retiring. But yeah, I just gotta get it done and over with, don't I? So yeah, the class started like asking questions again, but Aizawa told them that everything will be answered when they get there. So the school day ended, and they were all told the test will be in 3 days. So as usual, everyone headed back to the dorms, and Ida and Momo they began testing everyone, and I'm pretty sure Deku like is the class representative, but Deku can't be asked. So yeah, he still hasn't given it to Ida, but it is what it is. So they were going over how it'll probably be about efficiency for helping the public and taking out villains. So that finishes, and they head to the locker room to wash up. And Deku changes in the corner because, of course, he has the scar. And um, hold on, I'm having a brain poo. But yeah, Mineta. Yeah, okay, Mineta was there as well because of the poster. He's a perv. So he seen through the hole and told Deku like to check it out. But when he looked at him, he seen like the huge scar because Deku was taking off his shirt at that point, and he screamed and it got everyone's attention. So Ida said like, "What is it, Mineta?" And he sees him pointing at Deku's scar. So they all see it, and even the girls like they can hear what's going on. So everyone meets back in the lounge area, and Deku is forced to explain the scar. And he just takes off his shirt and says like, if you really want to know, I got it when the heroes came and got me away from the villains. And they wanted more details, but Deku just like he went to his room and went to bed. Like he honestly doesn't care about anything basically. So the next day was Saturday because why not? And everyone like they got into groups and made plans to like train with each other for the hero's license. But Deku had plans already. So All Might told him that he has like the UA training room to themselves. So when Deku made it, All Might said like, "All right, we're gonna we're gonna up your percentage of all for one. I mean, of one for all without Venom, and then we're gonna work on him as well." So tentacles came from Deku's back and slashed at All Might, which that wasn't Deku controlling Venom. That was just Venom. So All Might got annoyed and flicked his finger. So Deku was just sent into a wall, and he chuckled with a hidden smirk and got back up. It didn't phase him. So All Might yelled at him, saying like, "You already lost once to the weakest version of All for One. I'm not about to let you lose again." So Deku lost his smirk and surrounded himself in the same fire All for One like leashed out, and I'm pretty sure I already said it, but yeah, Deku copied almost all the quirks that he had built up. So Venom began to detach from Deku, but he grunted his teeth and fist, and then the fire dispersed. So Deku looked at All Might and said, "I understand, and I'm already working on my weaknesses. So let's just get on with it." And All Might looked away from Deku and told him to go full cow. And I think I'm gonna leave it off there. I mean, it's freaking hot, and yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to like get myself back into YouTube because I'm starting to really lose interest. But anyway, sub to Ravenclaw What If you haven't already. Link in the description. And yeah, I'm gonna try. I swear to God, I'm gonna try to post tomorrow. I'm gonna try. And probably the Ninjago Kai fire thing. Hopefully. But anyway, um, I hope you guys have all had a good one or are going to. Um, remember to laugh because that it is like the best medicine. Remember that. And yeah, peace out. I'm still not feeling it, so peace.